Good afternoon, everybody. Something very disturbing has happened today in Ireland, and you may have seen the story this morning. A teacher was being dragged through the courts because he refused to call a boy a girl and bow down to gender ideology and the nonsense of compelled speech. As a teacher, he was told that if a boy says they're a girl, he has to acknowledge that they're a girl when clearly they're a boy, and vice versa. If a girl says they're a boy, they're not, they're a girl. But the teachers are supposed to adhere to all this transgender pronoun nonsense. And the teacher was suspended from his job for not doing that, for calling a boy, and he went to work. But then the court has said, they put a court order on him to say, well, if you go to work, you will go to jail, simply because he called a boy a boy. What on earth is a court ruling that someone can't do their job if they don't adhere to compelled speech towards the nonsense of gender ideology, which is from the pit of hell and is complete nonsense? The worst thing we can do for people who suffer with this delusion, whether it's genuine gender dysphoria or whether it's just people who are being groomed into it, and there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of propaganda into transgenderism and this lifestyle going around schools. Enoch Burke here, he's the teacher. He is a hero of free speech, of what is right, of what is good, of what is sane, of what is sensible, of what is scientific. And he's saying, I am not going to pander to this nonsense. I'm going to call a boy and a girl, which is what any sane adult should do. They shouldn't pander to these delusions, because most children who go through this, it's a phase and they grow out of it anyway. And no adult should be forced to tell a lie and to go along with deceit and delusion like this. So here's a teacher. He was told he can't go to work because of this. He went to work and now the court has thrown him in jail simply for going to work after calling a boy a boy. This is something that should never ever happen in a country which is sane. But I fear the West has gone completely insane with this transgender ideology. I've been speaking about this for years. I actually thought something like this might happen in the UK first. It's quite a surprise that this happened in Ireland before it happened in the UK. Ireland, which 20 years ago was a staunchly religious, Catholic, Christian society, which would never have entertained anything of this insanity. You thought maybe something in Scotland with the SNP would have dragged someone through the courts for this first, but it's happened in Ireland. But look, Enoch Burke, the teacher, I stand with you. I think millions of people will stand with you today and see this as an absolute travesty of justice and something that should never, ever happen and should never even have come close to the courts. It should never have been in question that you would have lost your job or been disciplined simply for calling a boy a boy, and others who might call a girl a girl. This needs to stop. We need to get a grip of this, and I hope that you will not be in prison for long, because it would be absolutely wicked of a judge or the courts or anybody to put you or keep you in prison simply for telling the truth. And I hope that everyone everywhere will take stock of this hideous ideology and how deeply it's gone into the establishment and deep state and needs to be rooted out of our society right now.